Manitoba canola growers here Saturday night. Great Taste of Manitoba, and it's all wall-to-wall cookies with Jennifer Dick. Very excited about this next recipe. You just have a plethora of interesting little tips to share in what is considered, typically a very simple recipe, ginger snaps.
Yes.
But you've got loads to tell us, so let's get started.
Yes, so I want you to start thinking about ginger snaps as your everyday cookie. I was always kind of hung up on this being a holiday cookie, and then my nephew decided that this was his lunchbox cookie. He wants this all the time. So now we make this for all the occasions.
All the time, yeah.
All the occasions.
You know what, my grandma, this is one of her absolute specialties, and we ate them all year long. Yeah, absolutely.
So delicious. So we're going to start off with a mixer today. So this is a stand mixer. You could use a hand mixer at home. The dough's a little bit stiffer, so you want to make sure that you have a little bit of extra help getting everything incorporated.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with our canola oil. So this is our Canadian canola oil. Great for baking, neutral in flavor. It's affordable. It's all I use in my kitchen, really. We have our sugar going in here as well. And then we want to make that wet sand again. So we're going to put on our paddle. We want to mix this up. Again, we're going for that wet sand, beach sand kind of look. That's when you notice the oil has been mixed in with the sugar to the right consistency.
You can take these cookies to the beach.
You certainly could. Then we're going to add in our egg.
Okay, so that's, again, Countryside Farms, free-run Vita eggs, locally produced.
I like to make sure the egg, this is going to give you a bit of that volume and rise in your cookie. So you want to make sure that's well incorporated into your oil and your sugar. And then we're going to turn that off again. And then molasses. This is like one of the key ingredients to ginger cookies.
Can you even make them without molasses? I don't think so.
I don't think so. This is fancy molasses, so make sure you buy fancy molasses.
Okay.
That's the right kind to have. And we have coated the inside of our container with canola oil. So you could have measured this out in your oil container to begin with, and it usually would slide right on out from there, having the oil on the inside.
Well, you can even see how it's kind of coming down the side of it. Because it's like whenever I see molasses in a recipe, I'm a little bit, oh, it's going to take some work, but that's...
It does slip right on out.
Okay.
So you want that to be well blended up. You'll see it kind of puffs a little bit. That's that egg coming into action. And then we'll set that aside for a moment, and we're going to move over to our dried ingredients.
Okay.
Now, here's one of the key ingredients that kind of elevates this ginger cookie. We are going to use crystallized ginger.
Which I love and could just eat, right out of the, but so you have kind of a cool tip though for how to incorporate this into the
into the cookie. So it's been diced up here, which then exposes that sticky inside of it. So you want to make sure you're adding it into your into the flour.
Into the flour.
Yeah.
Because then it coats it.
Eat it all. Don't miss any. It
Every
coats it
scrap.
so that it kind of recoats all of the outside edges, and then it evenly disperses it so that all the cookies get a little extra like pizzazz.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's in there. Double up on the ginger, because then here is the powdered ginger. Brown ginger is in there. We have cinnamon, of course, classic in this recipe. And then this is a key ingredient in my family. We always include the ground cloves, and it's a whole teaspoon. I highly encourage you to try the whole teaspoon. Don't leave it out. This is really a part of the base flavor component for this recipe. So you can start mixing those kind of in. You want to make sure that it's an even color. And you're also going to add into the same dried mixture your baking powder, which heads in here. We've got baking soda, and we've got a little bit of salt. Okay, so those are all going in. Again, the whisk is key. You can always use a fork if you wanted to. It's really about even distribution. You don't want cookies that have like that. Have you ever had one where sometimes it has that like bite to it, and that's often like your baking powder.
Like a pop of,
Something hasn't been distributed. So take the moment.
Do you sift it first, or is this kind of your way of sort of?
Yeah, this is kind of my way of doing it. Sometimes I even just use a fork, but you just really want to make sure that everything is. Take your time. Like enjoy the process of what you're making.
Absolutely.
And then we are going to add the dry into our bowl. And it all goes in here.
This entire room just smells like ginger, P.S., which is...
It does smell delicious, doesn't it?
Exquisite.
Okay, I always lock it down on this one because this is where the dough gets a little bit more stiff or a little sticky. And that's what you're looking for. Comes together actually quite quick.
Yeah, I love when it starts to
Here it is. It's going to clump right away.
Almost
right?
time.
Just
Almost
kind of
time.
Like ready to go. So that looks good to me.
Perfect.
Okay, so then the next couple steps with this, you could clean all of this off, but really today we just want to get a scoop. Again, here I am.
Scoops.
The scoop. You need
Here's
the
the
scoop.
scoop. You need the scoop.
This is how, when I was a child, my grandma used to give us a sample ball, and you had to match it when you were making the cookies.
Okay.
I don't know. I wish I could go back in time and bring her a self-releasing scoop. We'd have to remake a lot of cookie
Would she use
balls.
it though? Because I know with my grandmother, they were all like even a mixer. Like no way, it was all
right.
Yeah.
Because then I just drop them right into my hand, and the dough is like a little soft, a little sticky. But that's exactly what you're wanting. Okay. And then it goes into some sugar.
Now you had
around.
said that the sugar, in addition to sort of adding that little bit of extra, like sweetness, yummy yum, also kind of helps. Like, was it that you had said that it kind of keeps the dough sort of from drying out?
Yeah, so this recipe, I like to work right away with getting all of the balls all made, all sugared and all out, because the dough will continue to dry and start to crack, and it makes it harder to get it into those shapes, and then you're just gonna fight with it.
Okay.
And the sugar, because it's sugared, they're not gonna dry out as much while they're sitting here waiting to go onto the cookie sheet. They stay in a ball format, they go on the cookie sheet just like that. They bake in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes at 350 degrees.
50. And there
they
look
are.
at how much they like, I always love that about
Aren't
ginger
those-
snaps particularly. They just kind of,
They're so bright.
Now, what
Now,
have we here?
We have melted chocolate chips, and then we have actually added in some canola oil into them. Canola oil is key because it helps to melt the chocolate more evenly, and then it is also going to help with afterwards, they don't harden quite as much, so it has a better texture, a better bite on the actual finished product when it hardens, and it leaves a bit of gloss. So canola oil, it's just like a little teaspoon that's in there. I kind of scrape it off and I just leave them on the tray.
So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, incredible. Ginger snaps, amazing here on Great Taste of Manitoba. When we come back, you get to meet another amazing Manitoba farm family here on Great Taste of Manitoba. We appreciate you, whether you're new to this channel or a long-time viewer. If you'd like to join us in the kitchen regularly and meet farm families across Manitoba, please subscribe. We share new videos every Sunday.